Did you see those finished shirts? Do you want to make something like that? Or do you want to make something like this? Well, I could show you how to make that. Or something like this. Well, I just tie-dyed some shirts and now I'm going to show you how to screen print. And the finished product should look something like this. So hello and welcome to part 2 of making your own clothes or making your own clothing line, fashion line. In this part, we're going to be showcasing the screen printing process and how to actually screen print on the clothes that you already have. This is a shirt I screen printed on. Obviously, in this part, you're going to be watching me screen print on tie-dye clothes. The materials that you're going to need for this are plastisol inks, which you could find at places like Michael's. You're going to need a screen printing screen, which I'm going to show you how to make in this part, so continue watching. I'm going to show you how to make that. You're going to need paintbrushes, a squeegee, but that didn't end up working out for me, so just paintbrushes, just use paintbrushes. I think that's the better way to go with this. And then you're going to need a pretty decently sized workspace with a table, something that you're going to be going back and forth with. You're going to need a blow dryer, you're going to need an iron, you're going to need some paper, you're going to need some cardboard, and that's about it to get started with screen printing, so let's get right into it. So I said you would need a screen, so you just want to take an art canvas and take off the canvas, and then you're going to want some curtain or some sort of cloth. There's the frame after I took off the canvas. And for your cloth, you could probably buy 110 mesh off the internet or 120 mesh or whatever you want to do. I just took an old curtain that I had. As long as you stretch it and you could see holes in it, then it's fine. It'll be usable. So you want to cut the curtain to fit a little bit over the screen. And now you can see here we're going to actually staple it on, and you want it to be as tight as possible. So you want to get that first staple in the very corner of it, and then you're going to get the next staple in the other corner, and you want to get all 4 corners. And that'll be the start of your screen. And you want to make sure that you pull it as tight as possible. You see that I'm wrapping it a little bit and then kind of like pushing it with my other fingers, and then just obviously make sure that you don't staple your finger, but you want it as tight as possible. So now you guys are going to see me stapling this full screen, and obviously cut off any excess cloth you have, but we're going to be going fast so you guys get all the details and all the information you need to start screen printing immediately with homemade supplies. I'd say a tip is to go back and forth from one side to the other when you're stapling it. When you're doing all the sides, obviously you need to finish all 4. These are the 4 corners finished, and now I'm going to do the whole thing, so you guys are going to watch me do the entire thing right now. So this is probably the hardest part of the whole thing, is actually getting the vinyl and getting it on, obviously. So once you get your vinyl, whichever way you get it, whether you know somebody that has a vinyl cutter, you have a vinyl cutter, or you could probably go on a website like Etsy or Fiverr and ask somebody to get you the vinyl cutout that you need. You're going to want to place it on the inside of the screen facing you, so the flat side of the frame is going to be on the shirt. And you guys can see here that this one was a more complicated vinyl, so I just took out the inside pieces, placed them in the O's and the P's and the S's, and these are the finished products. You can see there's a lot of staples and it looks pretty good, so here we go. Okay, so basically you just want to put it down centered, and we obviously have the vinyl on there, and I know I showed you that you needed a squeegee, but we just started using a paintbrush, and you have to dab it on because it kind of leaves a cleaner one. And I think if you're doing a squeegee, you want to do it like with the actual speedball screen. So after using the plastisol ink and the brushes, I'm taking off the screen right now, and you just peel it in one motion, peel off the screen, and there's your finished product. I have some washable marker on there to mark where I want it to be on the center, and it looks pretty good. Now you have to let them dry. So when they're drying, you probably want to let them sit for about 24 hours or until they're dry. You could touch it a tiny bit with your finger just to see if it's dry, and then from that point on you want to iron it. Here's me doing another one where I'm going to be doing the finer print, the one that actually has the text on it. And this one's a little bit more complicated because you want to make sure that when you're actually painting over it with the plastisol ink, that you're not going to move around any of the small vinyl pieces. So you want to put the ink over the whole screen and then just dab the paint into it to make sure that it's going to set into the shirt, and then peel it off, and it's done. Hey guys, and now we're on the back end here, so we're on my laptop, and this is actually how I sell the shirts. So I have a Google form, and I'm gonna link a video down below for this add-on. It's a Google extension called Payable, where you can actually make a payable form using your PayPal. So I have the full form set up. You saw it. You know, they have to enter their address and everything like that. I'm gonna blur out these people's addresses here, so you don't see that, but it actually makes a full sheet for you too, to see if they paid, their information, and everything you need. So it's super useful. So like I said, I'm going to include the video link down below of payable forms, and you could see their responses, and that's where the add-ons would be. And you could also use a website like Wix, but I think this is much easier and it's free. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked the shirts, and feel free to buy the shirts. The link will be down below in the description.